Mid-morning on June 14th, we left Khiva for the relatively short drive to Tashal's Turkmenistan, flying later in the afternoon to the capital city of Ashgabat. We spent our short time at Tashal's simply driving around looking at the various sites. Turkmenistan has been at the crossroads of civilizations for centuries. In medieval times, the city of Merv was one of the great cities of the Islamic world and an important stop on the Silk Road. Annexed by the Russian Empire in 1881, Turkmenistan became a constituent republic of the Soviet Union in 1924. It gained its independence in 1991. Most of the country is desert. Turkmenistan possesses the world's fourth largest reserves of natural gas resources. Since 1993, citizens have received government-provided electricity, water, and natural gas free of charge. On the morning of June 15th, we drove outside the city of Ashgabat to a horse farm. The current president of Turkmenistan, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, is very fond of horses and has called himself the people's horse breeder. Thanks to Sapamurat Turkmenbashi the Great, the first president of independent Turkmenistan, there is more marble in Ashgabat than in any other city in the world. Very much a narcissist, he also erected gold statues of himself throughout the country, built a so-called spiritual mosque in his own honor, and created a modified version of Islam, complete with its own holy book, which he said had been given to him by God. After his untimely death in 2006, his successor Berdimuhamedov, who possibly was responsible for his death, vowed not to allow a similar personality cult to evolve around him. But bowing to what he called the will of the people, he has turned out to be no less narcissistic and is equally the despot that his predecessor was. We next visited the ruins of Nisa, an ancient city southwest of Ashgabat. Built in the 3rd century BC and totally destroyed by an earthquake in the first decade BC, it was probably the first seat of central government of the ancient Parthian Empire. There were many beautiful marble and gold buildings and monuments in Ashgabat. Even the office buildings were all of marble. But we didn't see many people outside or even cars on the roads. I asked our local guide, Giselle, who incidentally described herself as a beer-drinking, pork-eating Muslim, I asked her about the absence of people and cars. She said that the people were all at work and they parked their cars in underground garages. She said we would see more of each around rush hour. Our trip leader Jama later pulled me aside and said, "They're empty," which I took to mean that there were no people in the buildings. It sort of reminded me of a Twilight Zone episode. We were the only patrons in the museum we visited, although there were 5 or 6 unoccupied guides and a few cleaning ladies. There were cars and buses on the roads after about 4 p.m., but where they came from or where they were going is anybody's guess. Even at night, although there were brightly lighted lobbies in the various hotels, there were not even glimmers of lights from the upper floors where the rooms were. Because of the heat, it was off-season for tourists, but still. I'm not real sure what this was all about, but it was some kind of newlywed game that they enlisted me and Sarah to take part in. On the morning of June 16th, we visited the ruins of the 15th century Sayyid Jamal ad-Din Mosque. The most distinctive feature of this mosque was the depiction of two great mosaic dragons high on the portal, as if guarding the entrance. Such depictions of animal or human life are generally forbidden on mosques, making this one all the more remarkable. Unfortunately, the mosque collapsed in a 1948 earthquake, taking the mosaic dragons with it. Today, the site serves as a shrine for pilgrims to honor Jamal ad-Din. Many pilgrims leave keys there, either to unlock paradise for them or to unlock the wombs for fertility. For me, the highlight of this visit was observing the people who were there. Various dishes of food were laid out for all to enjoy, but the most interesting one was a hand-stirred mixture of cooked lamb meat and fat, onions, and breadcrumbs. It really didn't look all that bad, but though enthusiastically offered to us, we all politely declined to partake. I was struck everywhere we went by the colorful dress of the Turkmen women, especially the headgear. This is all very traditional in nature, and on some women, at least for me, it actually accented their looks. Some were quite beautiful. The Turkish mosque, modeled after the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, honors the father of the founder of the Ottoman Empire. It was built in 1998.
Keser kırılsan yalap yalap şeyda gönlüm ister taylamayı altın kase gül şerabe içilir meydan içinde içilir meydan içinde hey gel yare Ay gelir ondan ay gelir beşten yürekler poluttan daştan Görüğlüydün de savaştın ey savaşır meydan